Hello.
Hello.
Guess what I discovered?
What did you discover?
Only that.
Oh, look at you.
Yay. Right. Yes, we're continuing this, and this time we're in sunny Española.
L'Espanyola.
Spani.
Ah.
We're in Spain. Like proper British expats.
F F F F F F F F F F.
Parlez
Scotchio.
vous anglais, senor.
That's French.
Bon.
Someone today at work
Well, it's
asked me
all
to
the same,
translate
innit?
something. Someone at work asked me to translate something for them, and the
Yeah.
thing that they wanted me to translate was it wasn't in a different language. It was just like a reference for something. I wanted me to tell them what it referred to.
Uh,
Good God.
what?
Na, 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 na.
Yeah.
Because thingy, Jurassic Park,
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
22.
It's Jurassic Park. Yeah, you're right.
It tickled me.
Yeah.
La Isla Nubla.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I know some stuff.
Two
It's one of your
beers,
topics.
por favor.
Instead of talking stupid like Franglish.
Um. So, I feel terribly bad for George R. R. Martin.
I wouldn't.
He's in a bit of a depressive bout. He's never going to finish that book. I don't blame him. Let the man be. But in more uplifting news, the TV aspect of the Song of Ice and Fire series has really taken off. We're getting an Aegon's Conquest prequel apparently.
Oh wow.
Now I did talk about this back when we were playing Left 4 Dead 2. I think it was in the same video where you said the Beatles were shit. Um,
No, I didn't say shit. I said overrated.
hmm. um, yeah. Like you see, the thing about Aegon's Conquest, and I said it before, and I'll say it again, is that it's kind of boring. The only purpose it serves really is to demonstrate how dragons beat everything. You know, you've got a massive army at the Field of Fire, wiped out. Biggest castle ever built in Harrenhal, burnt to the ground, reduced to a ruin, and no threat whatsoever.
Hmm.
Um, you know, the general gist of those battles is that he starts with a very small army. Small army, you know, there's a battle and the small army's getting the shit beaten out of it, and then the dragon shows up and he wins. And it's
Yeah.
just that with his army gradually growing. The only really interesting potential thing it has is just to show the reason why I'm excited, and I think a lot of other people are excited, is because of just moments we will see and characters we will see. We will get to see Aegon the Conqueror and Basenio and Rhaenys. We'll get to see Balerion. We'll get to see Harrenhal in all its glory. Uh, and then Miriam Martell. All these figures, but fundamentally, that's like a six-part mini series.
Mm.
And I really hope we get more of those. Just little mini series I hope they turn House of the Dragon into an anthology series. I'm quite happy to sit through a series on basically every king or every major aspect of the Targaryen reign. I'd be quite happy with that. Give us an animated A Song of Ice and Fire series as well in like 10 years or something. That'd be
What
good.
style of animation would you like?
Um, Disney.
Okay. Who's gonna have the dump truck ass? Oh, sorry, no, that's Pixar.
Uh, Tywin.
For real. I mean, that would work.
Yes.
Do you have more on this? Because this actually leads into one of my topics quite nicely.
Well, um, not especially. I mean, I think, well, as I say, I mean, there's lots of interesting. I'd like to see something about Maegor. I'd like to see the Blackfire Rebellion. I'd like to see Aegon the Unworthy. Uh, they're doing a Dunk and Egg series as well. So I think I think the books aren't. I hope we get a Fire and Blood part two. I don't think we will. Um, but I think we're getting from TV really what we're not never going to really get from the books, and that's sort of fine. And I think people should really stop being mean to George R. R. Martin because I get where he's coming from, and it's just not fun anymore. It's just a fucking slog, and I think he feels a bit trapped by this. Like everybody's pressuring him to write it, and he's not getting any younger. Maybe he just wants
He
to.
will die first.
Yeah, he just wants to enjoy life, and
Oh, it'll transpire. He has finished a book, and he's not. He's waiting until he has died for it to be released, so he
well, he's
can't have to
still
deal with
got
releasing
one
it
more
early.
after that.
He's already written it. He's
What-
done. He
what-
doesn't want to have to deal with everyone kicking off when it's not what they wanted.
Well, he's.
Because he's written it exactly like the TV show.
I'm fine with it ending the same way as the TV show.
Yeah.
I just need, I always said you put another 2 seasons in there. I'm fine with that ending. You just need to work up to it. I think the reaction to the TV show really threw him off a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I feel really people are so mean. He is never out. This series is not going to be finished because, as I say, even if he finishes Winds of Winter, there's still a Dream of Spring to do, and he's nowhere near finished Winds of Winter. And it's clear
According to who?
him.
Okay, people lie, Ben.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think he is. I think the best we can hope for is that he says, "Fuck it. Here's my notes. I don't necessarily want you to write, somebody else to write this, but just so people know how I was going to end it. Here's like a breakdown of what I would have done or what I was planning to do." I think that's the best we can hope for. And like 5, 10 years after his death, we get his archive is edited and published and whatnot.
Jon Snow hooks up with a White Walker egret,
Mm.
and they live happily ever after because why not?
Well, there was going to be a John.
Because George Martin's got a thing for redheads,
There was
cold redheads.
well, there was going to be a Jon Snow sequel series, but that fell through because there's no fucking plot. It's just Kit
No.
Harington not
Snow.
wanting to lose the work, frankly.
Mm.
There was going to be a prequel series set like 3,000 years before with Naomi Watts as a Lannister, which fell through. I've seen like images from the unreleased pilot, and it just looks like Naomi Watts. So I look forward to the Duncan Egg, which is a spin-off set like 100 years before the main series, or 90 odd years before the main series. And yeah, I look forward to House of the Dragon continuing, and I think it's the TV show series that will really carry this series from now on, and leave George R. R. Martin alone. I'm fine with not getting the book or the books. Fans can be really shitty.
They can. So, Tywin Lannister,
Yeah,
played by.
Charles Dance.
I'm watching a TV show with my partner at the moment that he is in,
Oh, really?
or was in. I'm watching The Sandman, the Neil Gaiman TV series that's on Netflix.
Is that?
And Tywin, Charles Dance played someone who managed to capture the Sandman.
Is that Death?
No. He was trying to capture Death. He ended up catching the Sandman, who is the King of Dreams.
All right. Sorry. Is he a rich man?
Who?
Tywin. Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's wealthy. He ends up keeping him trapped in his basement for over 100 years. All hell breaks loose. Not literally all hell. Gwendolyn Christie.
Why does all hell break loose?
Because the guy in charge of dreams hasn't been around.
Nobody's dreaming.
People are dreaming, but it's not working properly. The person who's meant to be in control of it hasn't been in control of it, so things go a bit awry. Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie's in it as Lucifer.
Yeah, I see that.
David Thewlis is in it
Mm,
as a man called John.
cool.
Charles Dance's illegitimate
I bet
son.
that happens all the. I mean, that's sort of
Yeah,
a good
it's gonna
summing
happen.
up of his career now, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
that's the sort of person
Uh,
Charles Dance plays: aloof, pragmatic, rich people seeking to improve their status and power.
he plays Charles Dance's illegitimate son,
David Toulis.
who, yeah, who has who had a necklace belonging to, like a ruby belonging to the Sandman, that his mother had stolen from Charles Dance, um, who had in turn stolen it from the Sandman. So yeah, obviously you know who David Feudis played,
Yeah, he played
probably
Remus
most
Lupin.
famously.
Yeah, I'm sure I've told this story. Do you know what David Thewlis's first acting role was?
No, I don't know what his first
He
acting role
was
was.
in
I
a
know who was in
series
Friends.
called Round the Elephant and Castle,
I have heard of that.
which is a sitcom. I must have told you this. It's a sitcom that was. It was. Oh, I can't remember his fucking name. Jim Davidson's sitcom.
Okay,
For those who don't know, Jim Davidson is an asshole. Well known for his sexist and homophobic views, and
naturally.
bigotry and whatnot. And David Thewlis in this episode played a mugger, and he was meant to, attack Jim Davidson's character and hit him and steal his money and bugger off. Now, of course, being just being an acting thing, he obviously wasn't going to hit him in real life. But the crew despised Jim Davidson so much they had a whip round and paid David Thewlis, who played the mugger, to actually hit him.
Okay.
And David Thewlis, jobbing actor, there's not a lot of money going around. Wasn't in any position to say no, so he said yes, and he took the money and hit Jim Davidson, who promptly said, "I'll ruin your career for this. I'll end you. You'll never work in this town again, Buster." And he has. So that's my David Thewlis punching Jim Davidson story.
Who is he probably most famous for having played?
Remus Lupin.
Absolutely.
I said
Yes, he played
that.
a drunk actor. I didn't hear you say it.
That's right.
He played a drunk actor on Friends as well,
I
working on a
didn't say
stage
you
show
heard it.
opposite Matt LeBlanc's Joey.
Do you ever watch
But yeah,
extras? Not extras, episodes.
is that the one with Stephen Mangan and what's her face?
Tamsin
Grieg.
Grieg.
I've seen some of it. I've not seen a lot of it. I know that there's an episode where, because Matt LeBlanc's in that as well, where they're meeting another Friends star, and it turns out to be like he played Gunther.
Yeah, I mean,
whose name eludes me at the moment.
it's tangentially connected, but did you ever watch Love Soup? I'm sure you did, and you probably haven't even heard of it.
No, I don't recall
I
that one.
very briefly watched it when I was younger, but I didn't really get it. The premise is, and I think it's quite a good premise. It's about two people who would be perfect for each other but never meet. When I say it's a perfect
Okay.
premise, it sounds good, but where do you take that? Like, they're never going to meet.
Well, you don't go into it knowing that they're never going to meet, do you?
Uh,
That's the solution.
which is sort of sad in a way. But I mean, what's interesting about that is that was the first series, and the second series they got rid of one of the characters and just made it about, I think, Tamsin Grieg's character, which in a sense I suppose makes more sense. But hey ho.
You reckon?
Well, yeah, because as I say, they're never going to meet. It's sort of you've sort of blown the will they won't they. You've removed that possibility, haven't you?
Well, I mean, you definitely remove the possibility if you get rid of one of the characters.
Yeah.
But again, that's why you leave it ambiguous. You don't make it clear that they're never going to meet.
Yeah.
The issue there is they made it clear, and thus they lost any negotiative power they had with the audience.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to see if they'll. Oh no, hang on, we've killed one of them off. Mm.
Um, yeah.
Did you? I think I know the answer to this. But did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
No, I didn't watch the Super Bowl either. But I'm starting to wish that I had.
Why? Did somebody
Or more specifically, I'm starting to
beg
wish I'd watched
somebody?
the Nickelodeon coverage
Why?
because
SpongeBob
apparently
was
it
in
was
it.
well, SpongeBob and Patrick, as played by Tom Kenny and what's his face. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
They were commentating alongside professional commentators,
Huh.
right, live with it, and they they were just being stupid and child friendly and just doing like there was a point when they were talking about how one of the teams needed to find the end zone, and Dora popped up with maybe they need a map. Do you know where the end zone is? It's just like it's stupid shit like that. That is
That sounds fun. That sounds
exactly.
like it's
And
a
that's
sort of
why
thing
I
more tuned to adults, really, than the kids who are fans of the show.
no
I might actually seek that out.
it 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 seemed like the kind of thing that would have been entertaining to know without going into it. Like, and they had CG characters in the audience that
Mm,
were like Shrimpathy Chalamet.
who's that?
Like, well, it's like Timothy Chalamet, but it's a fish version of him because it was a SpongeBob
Oh, I see.
joke, and they uh, Fish Rock instead of Chris Rock and
Uh,
stupid shit like that. Like this, it makes it it makes it more interesting because you're not just watching a bunch of people running up and down a field.
yeah.
You're watching a bunch of people running up and down the field with light comedy.
What I know about that is that Taylor Swift's boyfriend yelled at
He won,
the referee.
and people are suggesting that maybe he's abusive, and they're not actually taking into account the fact that during a sports situation you have
People
high
get.
tensions.
Um,
And actually, I saw some people suggesting that maybe she was abusive as well,
I
and that
know.
was him letting out the,
Yeah,
you know,
I know. I know. So I think someone fell off a stage.
news to me. I don't know,
I think. I don't know.
but no, I do. A part of me does wish that I had watched the Nickelodeon coverage, but also at the same time, I'm not getting up that early or going to bed that late.
No.
I've got better things to do with my time. Although that said, on the 24th of March, I will be waking up for 4 o'clock in the morning so I could watch the Australian Grand Prix.
Why don't you? Okay. Well, all right.
So I want to watch it live.
I'm gonna say, why don't you YouTube it?
What, the Australian Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Because I pay so I can watch it, and B, I want to watch it live.
You pay so you can. Okay. Okay. Well.
Like I have a Sky Sports subscription. Technically, I do it
No.
through Now TV. Like, you know, on my work schedule that I have in place, I've not filled any of it in apart from the stuff that's not going to change, like people that are on holiday and the days that I'm in the office and the three relevant Formula One races because there's three in March that are going to be relevant to my next cycle of work, and like they're all at awkward times.
Mm.
Two of them, remember it's normally a Sunday thing. Two of them are on a Saturday, and the third one is the one that's 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday.
Mm.
So I've booked a Monday off.
What are you doing for your birthday?
I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me that. Oh, that's the point. Your birthday's the Thursday. Are we going to be recording still?
No.
Okay.
We'll have to do it on Saturday.
I might be busy on a Saturday. I
We'll
don't
have
know what's
to
going on.
let's do it on Sunday.
I might be busy on a Sunday. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not. As much as I love
No,
these,
no,
my
no, no.
30th
I'm not. I
birthday
wasn't.
is a little too significant. I
I wasn't
appreciate
in any
that.
way saying we
No, I
have to do
know, I
it.
know, I know. Um, I'm just.
Should we try the weekend before to get some extras done? Although the weekend before is the Monaco Grand Prix,
Ugh.
so I'm going to be out of action for at least 5 hours that day.
We'll figure it out, I think is the answer.
We will figure it out.
I feel like I should do something because it is a significant birthday, and I do want to do something. Problem is,
Yeah.
I don't have much of a social life. I feel like I'd like to see you and my other friend, not at the same time necessarily, but sort of, you know, in the build up to it within the next few months or whatever.
I kind of want to go karting, but if I want to go karting, why don't I just go karting? Why do I have to make it a birthday thing?
I don't know. I'd like to go for a nice meal
Mm.
and I don't know. I don't know. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Honestly, yeah, I keep being asked what I'm doing for it, but like I say, I don't know yet. I'll
Mm.
probably just end up having a meal, probably a Chinese.
I want I I'm into like symbolic life events and stuff like that. So it means a lot to me. I feel like I'd regret it if I didn't do anything significant for it. Really.
Well, you might not hit another milestone like this.
Ouch.
No, anyone could die at any point in any day.
Well, I said,
Yeah,
oh, God, that's cheery. Fucking hell.
it's true. When are you more likely to think about your mortality than on your birthday anyway?
Oh, stop it.
So don't get me don't get all you know.
Where did they go to?
But we anyone either of us could have an accident before we get to 40, and it's important to save the milestones when you do have
hmm
them.
Okay. You hear about the Oscars? Not generally,
uh,
I mean, but like
uh, Oscar Piastri.
Pistorius.
No, Piastri.
What's that?
It's a Formula One racing driver, drives for McLaren.
Okay. No.
But also Oscar Pistorius, who was recently semi-released, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I nearly had it in the topic, but I've decided against it. Whatever
Um.
week it was.
What time is it? Well past that. There's a new Oscar coming out. I say there's a new Oscar coming out. They're announcing a new Oscar Academy. They're announcing a new Academy Award category.
Is this the made a lot of money in the box office one, so they can give it to Barbie?
I think that is one, but the one I'm thinking about is the one for casting,
Oh, okay.
which I think is a good idea actually. What's the best cast movie you've ever seen?
Oh, crikey! I quite like the casting in Love Actually.
Hmm.
I know you've not seen it, but there's quite a lot of decent and respected
Oh,
actors.
well, it's clear which one did the fucking legwork on that, isn't it? Look, that wasn't too far off.
Um, I would say that quite possibly. Um, I don't know. Like I say, Love Actually is decent. I would say that. Oh, there's one with a bunch of old blokes that is quite good. I can't remember what the film is now. No, what would you go with?
Um, Gosford Park has a.
Ah, you are quite fond of that one, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, I do. It's grown on me, which is weird because I fucking hate Downton Abbey. But Gosford Park is full of nuance. I mean, it's about the murder mystery with the aristocracy upstairs, downstairs, and one of the things I love about it is that everybody is trapped to varying extents by social convention. Everybody has to wear masks. Everybody has a part to play. Um, but yeah,
Mm.
it's got. I mean, Maggie Smith, um, Michael Gambon, Stephen
Mm.
Fry.
Ah, ah. Before I forget it,
Yeah.
I quite like the casting in Armageddon.
Yeah.
I'm quite fond of the casting in that. I feel like, not all of them,
Mm.
but a lot of the cast are decent. I'm fond of Steve Buscemi, as you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so no, sorry, Gosford Park. I didn't want to
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Armageddon's a dog shit film in some respects, but also
uh,
I feel like
well. I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's another one. I keep having. I'm thinking of a review I wrote where I mentioned the fact that there's like 6 dames in it,
hmm.
and I also can't remember. But what? I mean, while we're on the subject of Gosford Park, it's because there's so many fucking characters in that film. And it's very difficult to keep track of the first time you run. You have to watch it like a f- 3 or 4 times before you really get to grips with who's who and who's married to who. You know who's related to who wants what, um, who's servant, which is another thing which I'm still not entirely straight on. But yeah, I do. I think it is one of my favourite films. Um, but yeah, that's a well cast film. So I think the Oscar for casting is that's going to annoy me now. I know there's like a film with a whole bunch of well, actually, truth be told, I think the Harry Potter series is pretty well cast. If only in
Yeah.
terms of like the older pedigree actors they get for minor
The
part.
Best Exotic Marigold Hotel
Yeah, that's full
had
to
a very good cast
brim with established actors.
and had Dev Patel in it, who I still think should have been Doctor Who. Not Doctor Who, the Doctor. But
I think there's a well, I think we are reading best casting as the biggest stars or the biggest name stars in a movie
no,
or
no, 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 no. Best casting is the best people for the job.
yes, precisely.
Yeah.
I think there's a distinct line in that. I don't think I've really answered my own question as ably as perhaps others might. Um, but give me several weeks, I'd probably be able to cobble together an answer.
Okay. I You may recall me saying last week
No.
that we're supposed to getting an intercom put in.
Oh yeah, that.
They were meant to come around on Tuesday. Tuesday just gone.
Yeah.
They
That.
didn't.
Oh.
I had a letter. I'm
Oh.
going to find this letter and read the extract of it to you because
Okay.
it.
Have they run out of
um,
intercoms?
no, 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 no. Blah, 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 blah. The letter was very insistent that we had to be here when the work took place, right?
Mhm.
The, the the wording on it isn't quite as strong as it came across as. But they were like, if it's you need to be here, and if you're not, you need to tell them,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
And I was here Tuesday. I was working from home on Tuesday, so it's perfectly fine. It wasn't an issue. I didn't need to go out at all until like 7 p.m.
Mm.
But then they didn't turn up. I get home today and there's a sign on our front door saying that the doors are going to be sorted out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can't not be here. I can't not go to work in the office tomorrow because I'm scared. I'm meant to be in the office tomorrow. So
Mm.
now there's a very real possibility, albeit small, but a real possibility I won't be able to get into the building tomorrow night.
Oh dear.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a note saying, look, this is my work number. If you need to get into the flat,
Give me a
ring
call.
it,
I'll race
and I
back.
will be there as soon as I can. I mean, I can be home in 10, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And if I need to nip out for half an hour, so I can get into my home,
Mm.
work is going to let that happen. They ain't going to kick about with it, yeah.
Nah.
But and I doubt they'll complain about me leaving on time tomorrow because over the next few weeks, because we're dealing with we were about to start our P12 accounts. I'm going to be working overtime at some point,
Yeah.
right? I'll get the time back. But yeah, it's annoyed me that we were supposed to be in on Tuesday. It was meant to get done on Tuesday, and then without any real warning, they're doing it tomorrow. I mean, okay, fair enough. There's no there tonight. That means I got a day before notice, but that's not enough notice. If it was a landlord coming around, they're meant to give you 24 hours notice. I've had what at most 12 to 18.
Hmm.
Part of me is tempted to just leave the door unlocked and say, "Look, let yourself in and do it. Don't let the cat out."
They'll let your cat out.
But if they let the cat out, I'll fucking murder them.
Is he not an
No,
outdoor
I've said
cat?
that, and he's not an outdoor cat. He's not meant to mingle because he's got an eye condition that is contagious. It's not harmful, but it's contagious.
Mm.
They're having a little swim.
The horns on this one.
It's a horny bastard. So I don't think it's unreasonable for me to be annoyed.
No.
Personally, I would consider just saying, "Look, I need to be at home today." But I left well, not all, but a lot of my work stuff
Can I
at
ford this
work.
river?
No, absolutely not.
When's the next ford?
Considering some of the stuff you couldn't afford.
Yeah, I just think I'm fording that. I'll have to either drop it where it stands so I can walk around, or I'm in for a long ride. I'll just see if I can get close.
I got called whatever's one better than a star today.
Did you?
Yes. Well, I didn't get directly called it. I got called a star, and then someone was talking about what I had done to a second person, and they said, "Yes, he is a star. I told him as much." And then they said that I'd done something else on top of it, and they're like, "Whatever's one better than a star, that's what he is." So
Mm.
evidently, I have made two people very happy there with my thing that I did. I think I solved a problem that they didn't think was solvable
Oh, well done.
because they were.
Like Rain
We
Man.
one of
Not Rain Man.
what
Goodwill Hunting.
one of our biggest customers
Yeah.
paid us £500,000 today,
Okay.
which is a normal sort of weekly amount. But they
Yeah.
didn't send a remittance to tell us what they'd actually paid.
Huh.
And because they tend to take some stuff off that we owe them each week, it's not just a simple, straightforward matter of saying which invoices that we've sent them add up to the value.
Mm.
Because if they've sent us something, or we've not got the thing that they've sent us, we're never going to be able to work it out. So I use information that we already have from them,
Mm.
2 bits of information, to be like, yeah, this is what it is, and it took me like 10 minutes, and this is 10 minutes I spent yesterday working on it because yesterday I wanted to know what they were paying us
Mm.
before anyone else knew what they were paying us because we hadn't have a document that we normally get on a Wednesday. And here I am, having solved it all
Well done.
in 10 minutes, and everyone seems really pleased with me about it. So thank you. I mean, I did the first person I spoke to another favour because they've got a lot going on, and I had fuck all to do for a lot of the day. So I'm good at what I do. I'm good and I'm helpful.
Mm.
But and people seem to get annoyed when I'm a bit grumpy sometimes because I'm having a shit time with it.
See, people
You
tell
know.
me I'm good at what I do, but sometimes I don't think I am. I think I put way too much pressure on myself.
Oh, I know I'm good at what I do, but the trouble is, I've been doing what I do for so long now that it's impossible for me to not be good. If I wasn't good at it, I wouldn't have the job still,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I suppose that's one way to think of it, isn't it?
I've got a natural like affinity to some of the shit that I do. I'm the person where everyone in our team, it seems, puts me on their out of office, including our line manager.
Oh.
Like I'm the person that people are meant to go to if they can't get hold of the people they want.
Mm.
I'm the backup guy because I know everything or the person who knows it.
Mm.
I've been there 11 years, Ben, in that company,
You'd hope you'd know what
which
you're doing.
which makes my next point, my next topic list, so fucking funny.
Okay.
I had a site induction today.
A site induction.
A site induction.
So what, you were showing where everything is?
I was shown around the site that I've worked on for the last 11 years.
Do you know where everything is in your site? Have you? Is this? Was it? Did you see parts of the place that you wouldn't have normally seen? Or
I've seen parts of the place that I A wouldn't normally have any reason to go to, and B didn't exist when I joined.
Mm.
So it wasn't as ridiculous a thing as it might seem on the face of how I presented it.
Very good.
But on paper, it sounds like a really stupid thing, right?
Mm.
Showed around this site, but I think I'm not 100% sure, but a little part of me thinks that I've been doing my job working at a company for longer than the guy that showed me around.
God, are you going to stay
I
there
think
for the long haul then?
I don't know, but sometimes I want to leave, and sometimes I know it's too much
Well,
hassle
I've
to
had,
leave, and I'm better off staying.
I've had thoughts like that. Oh, I wish, I think maybe it's time for me to move on already. Truth be told, I think I'm. Oh fuck. Okay.
I
No,
can't be bothered with the hassle of finding another job. I think is my problem.
no, that
Why did
genuinely.
that one not run?
I don't know. It's a glitch.
Yeah, you're not getting any closer.
Okay. Fuck's sake. Okay. Well, I guess we're going the long way round.
Do you want to just put a waypoint where you were shooting?
Uh, it's already sort of there, really.
Oh, okay. Just because I didn't want you to end up walking past
Yeah,
it and
I
being
know.
blind.
I have done that in the past, but I spotted them. You see, when you spot
Hmm.
them, it sort of leaves it at waypoint. But it is sort of handy to have that there anyway.
Hmm.
Um, well, yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I,
you think about finding a new job, do you?
yeah. Sometimes, but I mean, every now and then, if I have a bad day, part of me thinks, I think this is probably something I'm. I don't think I'm ever going to have a job I'm going to enjoy as much as this. I think I'm best suited to this. I think I'm sort of made for this sort of thing, like admin. I think it's me. It's a good fit.
See, as you know, back in school, I was quite good at maths.
I know you never shut the fuck up about it.
No, but I always told myself back then,
You told everybody.
no, I don't finish my fucking sentence, if you will. Let
Okay.
me. I always told myself back then I wasn't going to become an accountant.
Oh God.
And the trouble is, like, it's the one thing I didn't want to be. I never wanted to be an accountant,
Yeah. Like how
and
Anakin
yet,
didn't want to be a Sith Lord, but there you go.
but he did anything for that Padme booty, right?
Hmm. Is that what
To be fair,
inspired you to become an accountant?
yes, Natalie Portman's ass inspired me to become an assistant accountant. Ben, however, did you guess?
You're always so hung up on the assistant element of that, aren't you?
Yeah, because it's my title. I don't want anyone thinking I'm more qualified than I am. Accountant is by definition a
Oh,
qualified
I
role.
always sell myself higher than I am. I'm not just an admin goon. I am a faculty administrator.
I am an unqualified individual that has done on the job training to be able to do what I can do.
Uh,
I don't want anyone to have any misconceptions about what I'm technically qualified to be able to do.
mm. Go on. You didn't want to be an
So anyway,
accountant, and now you've sold out
well, no, but
to big
it's what I've ended
haulage.
up doing, isn't it? Basically,
Yeah.
and there's something very depressing about that. But the fact that I'm good at it and I keep getting paid to do it, and
Mm.
every so often they're like, pay me some more than they were already paying me. So it's like, do I fight it and go and do what I want to do? Which is I don't even know what anymore. I can't just take it. I can't just quit my job and start being a writer, can I? You need to really do the writing alongside it until you're getting paid for the writing.
That's what I'm doing. I am
Mm.
getting paid for my writing. So are you, really?
Yeah, but I'm not getting paid a livable wage for my writing.
No, but you can
I've made
eventually.
40 quid this month,
That's a
and
lot
that's
more
it.
than I've made. Look at that blood. Look at that blood. I've definitely killed it.
How much have you made this month now, roughly?
Oh, it's like a tenner. Well, I
Okay,
realize I
yeah.
did
I mean,
tell you this that I
you had to change your system, didn't you? Did it? Did
uh,
the money transfer over?
well, there's a 60 quid lower threshold. So I can't. I can only look at those horns.
Mm-hmm. Where did you
And
get
it's
it?
a gold. Let's
Oh, nice one.
save that. I haven't uh, oh, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care really. Yeah, I haven't done taxidermy in a while. And I've got 70 grand. You know. What were you saying? Sorry. Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um, there's a $60 or £60 lower threshold, so I need to be earning. I need to have that in the bank, so as to speak, before I
so you
pulled it
can,
out.
yeah.
So to speak. Where's the blue? There's the blue. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like I've made 40 quid this month. I think it is 45 quid.
it may be a while, but I'm gonna monetize those tier videos. It's sort of thing that just sort of stacks up over time.
Hmm.
The next video I'll put out, that will get views, and hopefully that'll bring in people to view the other monetized videos, and so on and so forth. We'll have to look into
Yeah,
that.
I had one customer pay me 3 times on the 3rd of February.
More so
Like
incidentally. Sorry, go on.
three times on the same day. They're like, oh, I'll buy a batch. Oh, I'll buy some more. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna buy some more. It's like
Yeah, treat yourself. Why not?
they gave me basically 27 quid that day.
Yeah. I yeah, I've made some more. Well, you've seen my soap tier plan, haven't you? Quite
Yeah.
expansive. So I'm working on that. It's quite promising really as thus far, which is good. Um, so yeah, things are going well. Um, we've done that one. Um, I have you heard about the Ian Miles Chung news? Almost certainly you haven't.
No,
Do you know who he
don't know
is?
who you're talking about.
Well, we mentioned
No.
him before. He's a Malaysian guy who comments frequently about the decline of America, and he's very right wing. He
Oh,
comments
him.
on American politics, and America's not what it used to be, despite the fact he lives in Malaysia and has never once set foot in America.
Okay.
Well, he's been in the news recently. It's quite interesting, apparently. And I haven't confirmed whether any of this is true, so take it with a pinch of salt. So, he's trying to appeal to right wingers, many of whom don't like him because he's a foreigner.
Hmm.
And one of the ways he's doing it is by being pro Israel. Would you
Okay.
care to guess what's illegal in Malaysia?
Is it being pro-Israel?
Yeah.
Well,
So he
pick a
has been
state then.
backtracking, and it has been suggested that Ian Miles Cho might get the death penalty,
Oh, Jesus.
being pro-Israel in a largely Muslim country.
Yeah, I mean that's not the most sensible idea, is it? Given
No, no. Um,
given the current political state of things in
mm,
the Middle East.
he's pandered so much to the far right that he's going to get himself shot. Firing squad. So you should probably right to backtrack on that. Though it would be, I mean, Schadenfreude hotspot, wouldn't it, for a lot of
Mm.
people?
Given loosely on American politics, have you heard who has been recently endorsed by an unexpected political figure?
That's a very broad question. No, I haven't.
It is. I'm trying not to give too much away.
Was it
Um,
Sam the Eagle has been endorsed by
and
RFK?
one of the front runners for American presidency
Yeah.
has been endorsed by an unexpected individual.
Oh, I don't know. Oscar the Grouch is a Trump supporter.
Vladimir Putin
Yeah.
has endorsed Joe Biden.
Huh.
Yeah, and in fact, let me find the specific because it'll be on BBC News still because it was something I saw today.
Hmm.
Where is it? Where are you hiding? Okay, yes. So when asked who is better for them, meaning Russia,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Trump or Biden, uh, Putin immediately replied with Biden. He's more experienced. He's predictable. He's an old-style politician. When I met Biden in Switzerland, true, it was a few years ago, some people were already saying that he was unable to function. I didn't see anything of the kind. Yes, he looked down at his papers. To be honest, I did the same. It means nothing. And as for Biden bumping his head getting out of a helicopter on one occasion, well, who can say they've never bumped their head?
I mean, I don't believe him.
Like,
I don't
no, I
believe
don't
that's what he
necessarily.
wants. I mean,
No,
that's what he's saying because
that is what he said. It means that the Democrats can't say that Trump is Putin's favorite.
yeah. I mean,
because
yeah,
there's no evidence now to support
he's
that.
literally
There's evidence
said
on the
it, isn't it?
contrary.
Yeah.
But no, that was
And the Republicans can hammer much the same, which is what he wants, and
yeah.
he wants to what does he want to do? He wants to put some distance between himself and the
It
fix.
destabilizes the American race a little bit, doesn't it?
The
By
American
saying the opposite of what everyone thinks. But the thing is, Biden probably is the best option for Russia at the moment.
is it?
Well, yeah, probably.
Why?
Because the trouble is, with the things that Trump's been saying about NATO in particular,
Yeah,
have you heard the thing he said recently about NATO?
he's going to pull out.
It was going to encourage Russia to invade the countries that aren't putting their weight on that aren't paying the 2% GDP defense bill or whatever it is that they're meant to be doing.
Oh, that's everything.
It was it was endorsing the idea that Russia could invade those countries and America not do anything about it.
Which is shocking.
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking, and it's not even the kind of thing he's actually going to mean either. He's never actually going to do
Well,
it
no, he never
if he
means
becomes
anything he
president.
says.
But you know, it's
He's a typical used
but the
car
trouble
salesman
is
type.
what Russia can't afford to to be goaded into another conflict right now. Whilst they're struggling, let's be honest, they are struggling in the Ukraine.
Well, I mean, the impression I get is that they're gradually winning, but a lot slower than they would have liked. And, certainly American arms is the main reason for that. I mean, dedicated as the Ukrainian people are to the fight.
Whether it's towards victory or loss, they are still struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, if it
It's not the
keeps
walkover they expected it to be, and
no, if it keeps up,
we're coming up to 2 years now.
really, if it keeps up
Yeah,
at the
it's 2 years
present,
next weekend.
if it keeps up at the present rate, they will win. Just because eventually Ukraine will buckle.
Jesus Christ, that's an unexpected thing.
What?
Oh, crikey! I've just had an unexpected message
From whom?
from Amy.
Who's Amy?
Amy,
Oh yeah,
former
the
temporary
old
site
yeah
writer,
yeah yeah
Amy.
yeah yeah. She well.
I don't know. It's just a hi, Jordan. How are you?
Must be bored.
Oh, Amy, if you're watching this video, hello. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Oh God, it's just ridiculous. What did she want? Why?
I don't know.
I've not spoken to her literally since the 9th of April 2023.
Well, there you go. She's reconnecting.
And before that, the 16th of August 2022.
Um.
And before that, the 5th of March 2022.
Can we? I mean, I'd just like to say that Joe Biden is very clearly, he is suffering from memory loss. He is showing his age. He had a moment with some reporters where he very angrily denied it.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah, he's been told to come out. I mean, it's pretty clear he's been told to come out very much hard against these suggestions because it's true. That's the reason why he doesn't want to debate, because it'll be obvious. He's far too fucking old. Jesus Christ.
I mean, neither of them are spring chickens.
No, I mean, I honestly think Joe Biden, when all is said and done, I think he's going to be rated very poorly. I really do. I don't think.
What has he really achieved?
Well, apparently he's done quite. My therapist and I were talking about this. Apparently he's done quite a lot. But it's sort of more background stuff. He's been very effective, but at the same time, he hasn't fulfilled many of his promises. He can't really, he's claiming that the reason why he can't get this stuff done is because of two people in the Senate. But the fact is, I want a wolf. I want a wolf.
How?
Yeah. The fact is that he's been operating in the Senate for a long fucking time, for like 50 years. He was a senator in the 70s. Joe Biden has been in politics for so long that when his wife and son died, President Nixon sent him a commiseration message as a member of the Senate. That's how old Joe Biden is. That's how long he's been around.
But he's remarried.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Because he wouldn't say which team he supported for the Super Bowl because he's an Eagles supporter because otherwise he'll have to sleep on the couch.
I don't think Joe Biden's an evil man. I think he's fundamentally suited to a political era that has been and gone. He believes in that sort of consensus. He spoke recently about how Republicans, they're not evil people, they're just people with different views and that they can work together. But that fundamentally fails to appreciate the situation America is in at the minute. And I think that's very dangerous. Very dangerous. It reminds me of James Buchanan and the Civil War. Like that was, I mean, that was always coming really, but that was sort of the last chance to stop it. And James Buchanan didn't want to alienate his mates in the South, and didn't stop it. I mean, I think it's debatable whether you even could, but he didn't even try. I mean, his biographer, a historian, has said that James Buchanan basically chose every single decision he was faced with, he chose the wrong answer. Every single one. Like I mean, you expect to get half of them right by chance. Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, would you like another one of my topics? I think you probably would.
Yeah, go on then. I don't think I've got anything left.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Once I caught a fish alive.
Yeah. Have you heard about this Coyote versus Acme movie?
No, I have not.
So this is a Looney Tunes-esque movie. I think the gist is that the Coyote sues Acme.
Okay.
It's like a live action meets animation. Well, it's been shelved by the production company.
Oh.
It's one of many movies that have been finished and are being deleted.
Oh, like the Batgirl film.
Yeah. Now, apparently Netflix and others have bid 75 million for it and have been turned down. It's pretty clearly just a tax break. This is art as a business in its purest form, and it's fucking sickening because people work really hard on that. And there are a number of projects like TV. I think it's like an animated TV show where somebody had tweeted that they worked on it and were like really disappointed that they're not going to be able to show their kids what they worked on. That fucking sucks. Your Movie Sucks, who is a YouTuber, he sort of tongue-in-cheek suggested that maybe Mr. Beast could buy it. But I think it's too rich even for his blood.
Wow.
I don't think they would.
Because he just throws money away.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good. I mean, if you ever want to fucking encourage people to indulge in video piracy, this is one surefire way to do it.
Well, that's the thing. If people.
Oh no.
If there is no legitimate way for people to get a hold of the content, if there's no way for people to get the content by paying for it, what other choice do they have?
Yeah, it's like the Pokemon games. You can't. There's no legitimate way to buy. Fuck those old Pokemon games.
Because people would absolutely buy them.
Oh yeah,
if
you put those GBA Pokemon games on the Nintendo eStore, people will be all over that shit.
You don't even have to remaster it, really. Just make it compatible.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's not possible, but
it's all possible.
I'm entirely sure that's the case.
If I had the time and the motivation, I could make a fucking Pokemon game almost identical for the PC.
Oh yeah, right?
I've got the tools to do it. I just need the images.
Yeah, I've thought about
and then I could do it.
I've thought about doing a ROM app. The problem is it's a bit too time consuming, and I don't really have the luxury of that at the minute.
No,
on my projects. Maybe one day, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it.
Well,
I really want a wolf. That other one I shot, the blood trail ran cold.
Here's a topic of conversation that I nearly touched on last week, but it's come up again this week, so I'm going to mention it this week.
Okay.
Do you recall recently there was a teenage girl, I believe, that had been murdered, and there was a jibe in the House of Commons that
Oh, is it
Sunak
Brianna?
got criticised for. That's the one. Yeah,
Brianna, poor Brianna. Yeah, that's horrible. That's such a. It's one of those.
absolutely terrible
It's
situation.
like when that I can't remember her name, but the woman who was murdered by the police officer. I can't.
Everard, Sarah
Yeah,
Everard, was it?
that makes me feel. I mean, that's one of those true crime stories that really fucking gets to me. But yeah, go on.
I'm not. I don't want to touch too much on the actual murder itself because I don't know enough details.
It's not.
Recently, there have been calls by the mother
Hmm.
for there to be limitations on what social network and internet access and all that kind of stuff that kids have access to, right?
Hmm.
But in that particular case, the
Yeah.
two kids that had been involved in the murder
Hmm.
had been interacting with the dark web.
Mm.
I don't know about you, but I haven't got a fucking clue how to get onto the dark web,
Oh, I imagine
right?
I could figure it out, but
I absolutely.
look.
If I was motivated, I'm sure I
I
could work it
am
out. But
quite
what I'm
content
thinking,
paddling in the shallows of the internet. Frankly, I
yeah,
do not
same
want to
here.
go into the. I'm sure it's incredibly useful if you know what you're doing. I ain't touching that shit.
The stuff that
There'll
I
be
can
dragons out
access,
there.
the stuff I can already access without going that deep, is can at times be bothersome enough,
Uh,
right? Without having to subject myself to whatever hellscape that is.
yeah, I'm not fucking dealing
But
with
if
that.
someone is so determined that they're going to look at that sort of stuff that they're going to go into the deep web or the
Mm.
dark web or whatever that is called, I've forgotten now, then no amount of app limitation and social media blocking and all that kind of crap is actually going to stop that problem. You
No,
know, like
um,
if they're going to go to if they know what they're doing that well that they're going to go into the dark web, then you've already lost the battle.
yeah. I mean, I appreciate where she's coming from, and I appreciate her position. I think the better course of action is to, change society's views on trans people. But incidentally, it's sort of I going back to this soap iceberg. Come up a number of times that storylines have been scrapped because the mother of James Bolger has got wind of them and objected to them. Um,
Okay.
for example, it's kind of the same thing, I suppose. Do you have any more to say on that?
No, not really. We can move on.
Okay. Like one of them was a Hollyoaks storyline where it turned out one of the older characters or one of the they introduced a character with a secret and it turned out that when she was a child she'd murdered somebody.
Oh Christ.
So it was, which honestly sounds kind of fascinating from like a storytelling perspective. I've lost my wolf. For fuck's sake.
Unlucky.
But yeah, and she objected to that, and there were a number of kidnapping stories that were objected to, and you do. I mean, it's sort of hard to say you have no right to object to this, because I get it. It's
I worry about heavy-handed, over-retaliatory
mm,
actions.
mm. I think in
Right.
general it's true, but when it comes to, I mean, I can't really blame her for not wanting that because you can very easily argue that yeah, it's sort of inspired in some way by the people who murdered her son, and that's not easy.
I don't I don't feel like those measures would have helped. I think the solution is in educating parents on how best to deal with this in a way that
Mm.
actually works.
Well, the internet thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not. You make something difficult to access and you just make it more enticing to access it.
I, yeah, I guess I've never really seen that point of view, but you're probably right.
You don't you ban a film or you ban a song or something. People
I
want
mean,
to work out find
that's
out why it's
true.
banned, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they banned this. It must be really bad. Let's check it out.
Yeah. It doesn't. Okay, fine. You will. Some people that
Oh,
would have
that's a
seen
good
it
shot.
now won't see it, right? Oh, well, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
But you don't stop everyone. But if anyone's that determined, they're going to do it regardless. What you do is you deal with the solution to it after the fact. Like, okay, fine, they're going to see it, but how do we make it so they don't replicate it?
Mm.
how does them seeing it not become a proper problem?
Well, I think dealing with the root cause is always better. You know, it's I think it's difficult. I think if it was if it was other people advocating for this, it would be one thing. But the fact that it's somebody who has lost a child in a horrific and very public way,
Mm.
I find it difficult to say to these people you're wrong. You know.
No, I completely sympathise with the situation here.
Yeah.
Sympathise. But again, like I said, I don't think that's the solution.
Mm,
I don't think it's a solution.
mm, mm.
Mm.
Um. Well, I was going to say enlighten news, but then I saw what the topic was.
No, okay.
Remember that acid attack?
Yes.
They
Alkali attack.
alkali. Yeah, they were right. Um. Well, they, to the best of my knowledge, at this point that we're recording, which is a week before this goes out, um, they haven't found him. They think he jumped into the Thames, and then well, he died. He killed himself. It seems.
Mm.
That's their argument. They've sent divers down there and found two bodies that aren't him.
Oh, great.
The number of dead bodies in that river. I mean, God knows what's fucking down there.
Nessie.
I mean, it's you find all sorts.
Mm.
Mm.
I back when they were trying to find him, refrained from doing a joke about how he's probably at like Wandsworth or something.
Oh yeah.
Because after that, what was his name? Daniel Khalif, is it?
Yeah.
When he broke out of prison for 4 days, and it turns out he'd only got a few miles.
And then he pled not guilty.
What a fucking.
I know that was I laughed out loud when I saw that news.
Yeah, that is.
I lolled.
News doesn't make me lol very often, but yes, I was incredibly amused by that particular reaction. That verdict, not verdict, that plea. Because absolutely, I mean, how do you possibly get away with that?
He's really chanced his fucking arm there, and
But I mean, you've got to try it, haven't you? I suppose.
well, that's the temptation, isn't it? I mean, well, it may be most situations. Not in. I mean, it's such a public thing, and everybody knew about it. I mean, I'd like to think I'd got further away for a start.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could literally walk for a couple of hours and in one direction, and you'd have got further away. But you wouldn't have to.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I would get further away if I walked to work.
Mm.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, I suppose the temptation is to just hunker down. You don't want to go outside in case somebody sees you. And then you sort of get paranoid, and before you know it, you haven't gone anywhere.
No, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just still, it's ridiculous.
It sort of are you familiar with the show Hunted?
Yes, I am familiar with the show.
Yeah.
Hunted.
Well, there was one series of that, and it made me so sad. There was an older lady on it, and she was like, "In my youth, I was really adventurous, but now I've gotten older. I've sort of slowed down a bit. So I'm looking for one more adventure." And she was the first one caught, and she basically took a bus ride. And they figured out where she was for the CCTV, and they were waiting for her when she stopped. And it was like, "Oh, okay, adventure's over." And I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
She was
What
trying
would
to.
you do?
Oh, well, she was trying to set up the conductor with her daughter, but I wouldn't have done that.
You haven't got a daughter.
I'm not. I know.
Because I have a very loose plan for what I would do.
Well, I would have. I think one of the things I haven't really thought about it, but one of the things I would do is probably seed it. I would plant Google searches and whatnot, and maybe make some phone calls and inquire, and make sure there are like brochures hidden somewhere for a caravan site or something in my room.
Okay, sensible.
Maybe not anything quite as obvious as that, but I'd probably do that, and then I'd hide in the woods. I
With
think,
a tent.
yeah.
I
Maybe I
I
break
would
in somewhere and just live in some house.
I would do my utmost to get a lift to an unspecified location from work. This haulage company that I work for,
Mm,
with the lorries that all look the same.
yeah.
I just hitch a lift
Mm,
for a while. What are they going to do? Find out all the lorries?
mm,
By the end of the day, I could be in fucking Scotland.
mm.
What they're going to be searching Scotland for me, as
Ha-
well as the whole of the fucking country. No, the only reason they get you is because they roughly know where you're going to start,
mm.
and then they follow you, and you just need to lose them at some point for a while, and then you're sorted for a bit, aren't you?
Then you need to get back to the main destination. And how do you know that the lorry driver's not going to hand you over?
Well, you don't, but you know,
I would
you,
figure out where the end destination is, and I would go there straight away, and I would hide.
what end
I
destination?
would,
Sorry.
well, at the end, when they've got like two left, or after like a few weeks or a week or however long it is, they say, right, you've got to get to this place just outside of London and get on this helicopter to escape the country. They say this is your getaway, and that's how if you do that, you win the money. So if
Seems
you're
like a bit
in,
of a cheat because they can,
well, yeah.
like, they just wait there for you right off the bat, right? No matter how well you've hidden.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's quite that. I think it is. Yeah, I think they do know where it is, or maybe they have to figure it out themselves. I don't know. Um, yeah. I watched a series of that, and one of the winners was a stay-at-home dad, and he basically said he felt a bit emasculated by it. That his wife was the breadwinner, and he felt a bit awkward that he was at home with the kids, and he won. He was an awkward chap, but I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, it's nice for someone to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, What about Madam Web?
I've heard bad things,
Yeah, I've heard bad things too. Someone I work with went to see it for Valentine's Day with their partner.
as you do.
Didn't like it. He's a big Marvel
No,
fan. There are quite a lot of Marvel fans in my team and in my sort of area of the office. What do you think of Marvel films?
I think they're sometimes all right. I think sometimes they're a bit pants.
I'm put off them, to be honest. I feel like
Does it classify as a Marvel? This one?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's
I wasn't sure it
part of the
was.
Spider-Man thing. My only knowledge of Madam Web comes from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon where she's an old lady, and I think she was in the comic books, according to people I work with. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure because I haven't really seen any of them, but they do sort of look shit, to
Again,
be honest with
some of
you.
them absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
some of them are a bit
I'm sort
crap,
of put
but
off
they're not.
by it
They're not
because
all bad.
it just seems to me like the personification or the height of you know quick cinema as a product, business decision rather than anything sort of creative
Well,
or interesting. This thing is not going to bleed out. Fuck, I'm not running after a fucking goat. Mm,
shouldn't have to. Really.
no, no. I have two topics left, and they're both fairly short.
Well, if
Um,
it's any consolation, we've been going for about an hour 10, nearly an hour
that's
15.
all right. Wild Boar's way too far away. Um, yeah, measles has made a comeback.
You know, I had heard that, and it's a
Well,
bit disappointing, really,
well,
because it's
yeah.
an easy
I
one to resolve.
I work in an educational centre, and we got an email coming around that measles is back because people aren't vaccinating their fucking kids. I've got my MMR jab.
Yep, I had mine way back.
Yeah, I got it when I went to the Maldives.
You'd have had it before that, though.
Yeah,
Surely.
I had it when I was a baby.
Yeah, because that's when you're meant to have it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I got another one. So I'm all good. But yeah, I mean, fucking hell.
I'd have a tetanus jab when I was about 16.
Mm,
On your birthday one year, actually,
happy days.
because the clock ticked over whilst I was in the hospital.
Mm.
I had stood on a nail.
Why'd you do that?
Accident.
How old were you? 16.
About 16. I can't remember exactly.
Gosh.
Yeah. So that was fun. That was a nice way to see in the start of my birthday.
Mm. Mm. And I've one last topic. I've gone a little bit into poetry.
Writing or reading?
Well, I say reading. There are a few poems I want to learn off by heart.
Okay.
I know the first verse to Xanadu, but that's really all I care to learn from Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Yeah. By I wouldn't say the Olivia Newton-John. I want to learn Ozymandias.
Okay.
I met a traveller from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert." That's about as far as I've got. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty and despair.
I am. I did for a while know almost the entirety of To Be or Not to Be. But I know it's not a poem, but the soliloquy, monologue, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I did almost know all of that.
One of them, do not go quiet into that good night or whatever it's called.
Rage against the dying of the light.
Rage against the dying of the light. Old age should
stop for clocks.
Stop all the clocks.
Oh God.
Oh, fuck. And
just in Welby impression.
Yeah, it's another one as well. What is it? I think it's the Richard Burton. There's a video of the great Richard Burton. There's the greatest poem in the English language is the infinites variations. I don't know what he calls it of the verbs. The verb to be. I am. Thou art. You are. He is. It goes like that. And I quite like to learn that.
Okay.
They are. Yeah. Where's the nearest thing? There's a thing up there. Maybe I'll check that out and see if I can find a place to hunker down. Oh God, it's a fair old ways away.
We've got 20 minutes before time.
Right. It's not that stuck to limit.
No, but like it's 20 minutes and it'll be about an hour and a half. I'm saying, like, even if you wanted to go to the wire, you've still got 20 minutes to walk that, and you're getting it at a pretty decent pace.
Yeah. Well, have anything else you want to talk about?
Amy stopped messaging me.
Oh well.
Like, it's been 20 minutes now since the last piece of the conversation.
Speak her again in 7 months. What does she say? Is she all right?
Well, asked how I was. I said I'm good. Asked back. Asked how the radio is going because she does radio stuff, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Asked how that is. That's me initiating some more conversation.
Yeah.
Said it is, and she might be getting some more shows.
Lovely.
Which is good. I commented that that's a good thing, and that is so far the end of it. I feel like there must be a reason why she's messaged me.
I don't know. It's bored.
Does she need a kidney maybe?
Yeah.
She could get better kidneys than mine.
Oh, fucking anybody could.
Even they thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's there'll be something. I'm sure.
Mm. You know, there's a Netflix drama based on the Prince Andrew interview.
I I was aware of that, and oh god,
It's got Gillian Anderson in it.
that's the one.
And somebody from The Crown. Whichever played Peter Townsend.
Mm.
Group Captain Peter Townsend. Well, next time we play this, we'll be going to Africa.
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 See if Africa.
Yeah, I'll probably talk about it more, although really I don't have much to say. But it's annoying that you can't hunt rhinos or elephants there.
Really, you want to hunt the most dangerous game?
Man. You can hunt kangaroos when we get to Australia.
Oh, fair enough.
That's basically the closest to man we will get.
I don't know. I've heard rumor that if you get the conditions right, you might stumble across Bigfoot.
That would be a cool Easter egg, honestly.
It would, wouldn't it? I made that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have got your hopes up.
Although I do sometimes think, you know what? Fuck, I know it's like it's built for dads and hunting nerds, really. This game, isn't it? But I do sometimes think, fuck it, have fun with it. Release like a fucking cryptid expansion pack or like a dinosaur expansion pack. Let me hunt a T-Rex. I wouldn't be able to take it out with this gun.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that'd be fun. The Isla Sorna expansion. That was always fun to play as a kid. When I was at primary school, we used to pretend to be on Jurassic Park, and I was either the eccentric drunken billionaire or the professor or the big game hunter. It was always fun.
Back when we're talking like year 3 or something. I used to play a homebrew Buffy the Vampire Slayer game with a couple of friends.
All right. Was that like real game?
Like we just made it up all the time.
Right.
I can't for the life of me remember anything that we did.
Were you Buffy?
Nah, I think I was Spike.
Who was Buffy?
Can't remember her full name. I think it's Sophie something. This is years ago now. Years and years ago.
These big thick walls.
Yeah. I got careful. The Dragonborn is gonna be in a tower like this, and then you're gonna have to jump from a roof and stuff. I've worked out what I want to do for my birthday, and I have passed a message on.
What do you want to do for your birthday?
Do you want to know the exact wording?
Is it fisting?
No, I wanted to do fisting. I'd go on Fallout New Vegas and hang out with Fisto. The exact message I sent.
Fisto. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
The exact message I sent was Chinese drinks sex.
Okay, well.
But without any context. So the response was, what? And I said, birthday plan. But not necessarily in that order. So the counter proposal is sex Chinese, sex drinks, sex sleep, and sex.
Huh.
I got asked who else would I like to come along to the Chinese and drinks parts? To which I asked, are we not inviting anyone for the sex?
So far
and
away.
then I would ask for questions that needed to be asked, so that bookings can be made. So, with that in mind, are you coming to join me for a Chinese on my birthday?
No,
That's fine. At least I've asked you.
sorry.
I
Not that
no
I
no
don't
this
like you. It's not. I mean, it's nothing personal, but I don't know the people you're around, and I think I'd be awkward
no,
around them.
and that is perfectly a reasonable reason not to do it.
Yeah.
And but if I didn't ask you, I would feel like an arsehole
No, that's fine. I appreciate it, and I'm
for
glad
not
we're.
asking.
Well, that's the sort of friendship we have. You know where I'm coming from. You don't think any less of me for it.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Okay, well, I don't care.
No, you have no reason to. For me, I have no reason to think less of you.
There you go.
I'll be honest with you. It'd probably be a bit awkward for you to be here
Yeah,
because of
I
like
mean, I guess I could.
it's a bit of a way, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and then I'd have to stay over and sort of sleep on the sofa.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be awkward because if I'm probably going to be staying at my partner's house that night,
All
which
right.
means you'd probably be keeping on her sofa. And I know from experience that people that keep on that sofa can hear the sex that goes on in her bedroom.
Okay. Well. Oh God.
So because we kept a lesbian awake once for a while.
Right. The life you lead, honestly.
Yeah, and that
I'm
same
in bed
year,
by 9.
because it was a New Year's Day, New Year's party, right? That we'd been at.
Yeah.
My son was asleep in the office, which is what would be the third bedroom, the box bedroom. They use it as a computer room,
Yeah.
right? She, that he was sleeping in there, and he had been given it specific instructions of how to get to me in the morning if he needed me,
Yeah.
and instead he opened the airing cupboard door, went in the airing cupboard,
Yeah.
closed the door, and then called for me.
Bless his little cotton sock.
And it's a story that he'll never live down.
Well,
He was called airing cupboard boy for about a month and a half.
it was very little.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would
At
have
what
been
point did he realise?
the point when he was being asked what the hell he was doing in the airing
There's
cupboard. Hmm.
not a lot of room in an airing cupboard.
No, there's not a lot of room in an airing cupboard.
Did he find
So
it
yeah,
funny?
it became a point of humour. Yeah,
Okay.
this is ridiculous, isn't it?
What is?
Hiding in the airing cupboard.
He wasn't hiding. He was looking for you. Although how he didn't
Okay,
see
but
that it was an airing cupboard when he opened the door, I'll never know. But
and he should have identified that before he closed the door.
well, yeah.
You know, with him inside it.
I mean, you can probably feel it's a small enclosed space. Why he was calling for you in there, I had no idea.
I don't know. But no, it was yeah. So that's two funny things that came. So two amusing things that came out of that particular party. This would have been start of 2020. This one actually.
Mm.
Oh, if only it all that the rest of that year had gone so well, as for that small period of time between midnight and 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, COVID
Yeah.
started proper 2020, didn't it? You know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, was that New Year's
Well,
of 2020?
2020, COVID started in March. Like proper lockdown started in March.
Okay, so that's 2019, 2020, or that night.
That night is for 2019 into 2020.
Okay, right, I'm with you now. Okay. Go on, I can
Yeah,
get one more.
because Henry wasn't with me on the 2018 into 2019 Christmas New Year's party there.
No.
He was at home with his mother. Who did not want to attend, but was fine with me attending.
Maybe it's
Can't
ran
say
off.
anything.
It's probably ran off.
If this was hell let loose, you'd have been shot dead 5 times in that period of
What's hell let loose?
time. That's the war game that I was talking about last week that I've been playing recently.
Right.
I would absolutely play it with you, but it keeps crashing on me.
Okay.
But it's fun.
Do you have any
I
ideas
enjoy
for
it.
what you'll do after Shipbreaker?
Yeah, we were going to do Walking Dead, weren't we?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is installed, and I've been looking at how much it's going to cost to buy the rest of the episodes or the seasons, because I've got season 1, as it were, which is like a 5-parter,
How
and they're
many?
about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 each. So I just figure we'd do 5 episodes,
How
five videos.
how many Shipbreaker episodes do you have? Videos do you have left? Do you think?
I think there was meant to be 13 total. This one will be number 9, I think.
Because I am aware that
But
we're both doing pretty long running series. I mean,
yeah,
past the halfway point. I may do.
you joke about me giving up on them
It's true.
after a couple of
It's
weeks,
true.
but like it's such an easy thing to do because I don't have to really think about it a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know what I'm going to be doing after this. I'll have to do some short ones, and then maybe I'll do. I don't know. I was going to do that. I mean, I was planning on doing Black Mesa, and then I discovered this game, and I may do Black Mesa. I don't think I will. I think I might do Plants vs Zombies.
Hmm.
Might be fun. That I
Which
know.
one?
The original.
Oh,
It's in a nice little rustic Spanish farming house. How have you enjoyed Spain?
get that flag down.
Yeah, how have you enjoyed it? Is that a
I'd like
reference
it
to
more if it.
something?
No, it's the wrong flag.
All right. Well, it's the flag of the reserve.
Looks like the Spanish one to me.
Well, it's on the backdrop of the Spanish flag with the reserve stuff in it. So yeah, we've this looks a
Little bathroom.
foreign toilet, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hang on, how's the toilet roll hanging? Oh, they've copped out there, haven't they?
Hmm.
It's on backwards, by the way.
Is it? Oh well, yeah,
It's
that
on backwards.
yeah, that would be annoying, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite a nice. Gosh, that is quite a nice setup. I'd like to have a bath in here and just look out over the farmland, wouldn't you?
I suppose, but I'd want to make sure that absolutely no one else was going to just randomly turn up.
You've got
Is
your
that a big window or is that
It's a big
hole in the
window.
wall?
It's a big window.
Bring on the wall!
And yeah, I could.
Kitchenette?
I
don't like that shelf. I would bang my head on that shelf so many times.
yeah.
Ouch. 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 It's just a wasted space underneath it, right?
I'm washing up. I'm gonna walk. Yeah, that's next to waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit. It's nice enough if you're in a holiday that you're not going to spend an awful lot of time here. But as a living space, I mean, it's a lovely location, but it could do with another floor and some, or at least another sort of room or a bigger living space, something like that. But I suppose you could convert the barn, couldn't you?
Sure, the location's nice, but look at the size of it.
Yeah, you could do something with this.
Do you get the reference?
No. Oh,
In Shrek,
yeah. I was just about to say yeah. There's I love that.
it's an inversion of the comment that he makes.
Honestly, this might be visually one of my favorite. I say favorite. One of the better maps.
I'm just waiting for some Roman soldiers to come up and say, "You need to come and fight."
Yeah, it does look a bit like that. Yeah, but bit gladiator.
Because that was set in Spain, wasn't it? That bit.
Yeah, he had a little bit of land in Spain. The Roman
Spanish villa,
soldiers
I believe.
running over his son down this road, and his wife was sexually violated. But yeah, we've had fun tonight, and I guess we'll leave you with the gorgeous views of the Spanish countryside. So
Is that lavender?
yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like the smell of lavender.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I'd convert that into something. Yeah.
A sex
Anyway,
barn.
thanks for joining us. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Adios.